Danny, as you've always said, there's most times in football there's a chance to put things right the next week, the next game. Is that the case this weekend against Bristol Rovers?
Yeah, of course. That's the great thing about football. Nearly always there's tomorrow, and for us it's been a tough week. It's never nice when you let yourselves down. Never nice when you let other people down. And we've had to live with that pain, and we've had to take responsibility, be accountable, try to learn from the experience so that it doesn't happen again in the future, because we were well short on Saturday, and we had a group of supporters that would have worked all week, most of them. They would have got up at the crack of dawn, maybe 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, travelled 250 miles to get to Accrington, just to get behind the team that they love, and we didn't give them anything. And when we did in the second half, and it looked like we were going to get back into it quite quickly, then the Aurora got sent off, and it made it tough from there on in. So it was a difficult day, but one that we've had to endure, and we had to live with, and we've had to try to come out the other side. And I think early week it was to try to understand the whys, and whenever there's always going to be disappointment when the expectation of what you think is going to happen is so different from the reality. It was to understand where that performance come from, why it happened, and to try to take the learning from it, which is what we've done. And off the back of doing that early week, is to, at some point you have to draw a line in the sand, and you have to move forward. And like you rightly said, Saturday is a great opportunity to try to respond in a positive way. Yeah,
we've spoken to J.K. Gordon, and he said much the same thing, but the fact that it's a tight, good group, that it allowed them to say those hard truths to each other, and between the staff and the players and the players and the players, and move on and try not to let it happen again in the future.
Yeah, well, we have got good players, and they're good people, and I think that it hurts more sometimes when you let other good people down. And I think everybody knows in the group that we all have each other's best interests at heart. So when you know that, then you can be that much more honest, because you know it's coming from a good place, and you know it's only coming from a place where we're trying to help each other. But sometimes you do have to look in the whites of people's eyes, and you have to speak the truth and deal in the truth. And I know that we live in a caring, sharing world now. But sometimes, this is elite sport, and it can be brutal, and sometimes you have to get to the truth quickly. So we've done that. We've responded on the training pitch, but if I'm honest, Greg, as we trained well last week, and the idea of training well is to then play well on a match day. So Saturday is a great opportunity against a very good Bristol Rovers team. I think a team have won 5 on the spin, and to do that in this league is not easy, because it's such a tight league and there's so little between the teams. So it's a brilliant achievement in itself. I think they have a very good team. They were relegated last year, but they bring a lot of good players down to League Two. Been aggressive with their recruitment in the summer, so we understand the challenge in front of us. But I think, ultimately it's not about Bristol Rovers. It's about us getting back to being us and doing the things that we need to do to be able to give ourselves a platform to play the way that we want to play. And we have to put all of our energy and our focus into achieving that come the weekend.
And obviously, just before half-time, Matt Macey comes off. How is he, most importantly, and how's he responding to the protocols that are in place for concussion injuries?
Yeah, well, we've had it tough with injuries. We only had 3 injuries really at the beginning of the season, but we had 3 key players out in Ben Perry, in Ellis Andelo, and Will Goodwin, all that have physicality and athleticism. So they were a real loss to the team. And then of course, we lose our captain, Tom Flanagan at Crewe, and then Matt Macey, our goalkeeper at Accrington. And the good news is he's feeling much more himself. It probably took till Tuesday. The nature of these type of injuries, there's always a trauma, and the human brain is a complex organ. And it took a little bit of time. He definitely had some symptoms still Sunday and Monday, so it's meant that we haven't been able to start the protocol as early as we would have liked. But ultimately his health is the most important thing, absolutely. But the good news is come Tuesday he felt himself, and he was actually back on the grass today. and now he's just living the concussion protocol. So we're hopeful that he'll be back soon. And in the meantime, we have a brilliant deputy in Tom Smith, who, if there are football gods, then he'll play brilliantly at the weekend, because he's a great kid. He's so selfless, always the team first. I thought he did brilliant when he came on Saturday against Accrington. So difficult for the goalkeeper to come into a game, the hardest position to come into, but kept a clean sheet when he was on the pitch, and we'll be hoping for another one come the weekend.